Now, Channel 2 Action News investigates. It's a quick and inexpensive oil change, but some customers of a major chain say
quick and inexpensive.
that easy oil change did thousands of dollars in damage to their cars.
Tell
consumer investigator Justin Gray's here. And Justin, you've actually been hearing from customers on this.
Yeah, Take 5 promises
Let's hear from the
a
customers.
quick oil change without getting out of your car.
I like Justin Gray, by the way. he's got that voice. He's got a news voice.
Our customers we talked to say that part is true. It was convenient, but mistakes destroy their engines.
It was like, bam.
Mistakes? We might need to clarify that word.
Convenient, but mistakes destroy their engines.
It was like, bam, bam, bam. It's really bad.
With that knocking noise in the engine getting worse by the minute, Robin Porterfield pulled into a friend's driveway to check the oil in her late model Volvo.
We pulled the dipstick out.
Late model Volvo?
With a little black piece on the end.
Jeep Gladiator, 21,000 miles.
Ben Brown pulled over when his low oil pressure light kicked on.
Opened up the oil reservoir and smoke was coming out of it.
When
You know what? Undirected team, we got another one. I am about to get these convenience store oil change spots and also the customers going to them. If you can do the big 4, like, share, comment, subscribe. We're only as good as the team man on the left, the team man on the right. I have links down below. You can also see the link on the screen. If you want to donate to the channel, it is very much appreciated. As you help this platform grow, you grow with it. We're going to get better as a team collectively. I appreciate y'all. And I don't know if the customers or anybody that's going to Take 5 or actually likes going to Take 5 is going to appreciate how I'm about to dig into them. But first off, we got to get these two fools. You bought a brand new Jeep with 21,000 miles on it, a Rubicon, and you went to Take 5 to get an oil change. The convenience stores, this is the McDonald's, the Wendy's, the Burger King, the White Castle. It's not even In-N-Out. I'll give In-N-Out a little more credit. It's lower than In-N-Out. This is garbage. As far as, now we're going to go through all of this, but here's the problem. You got a brand new Jeep, great. You don't put bumper stickers on a Bentley, right? You don't say, I want to take care of my body, but I'm going to eat McDonald's every day. That doesn't work. Your brand new Jeep deserves better than you as an owner. You go to a Jeep dealership and you get your oil changes done there. So you're going to spend all that money on a brand new Jeep, right? You're going to spend all that money on a brand new Jeep. And then you're going to skimp out on the maintenance? What sense does that make? We got a lot to get to.
By the minute, Robin Porterfield pulled into a friend's driveway to check the oil in her late model Volvo.
We pulled.
Now, real quick, I want to get to this. When you have a Volvo, a Volkswagen, anything German, right? Anything that's unorthodox, that's not, what's the word I'm looking for? Not American, not domestic. Anything international, it's a different process to deal with those vehicles. Oftentimes, even to do the maintenance, you need different types of specialty tools. So a Volvo is going to be a little less common than just doing a Chevy Malibu, which they probably won't have a problem doing a Chevy Malibu. An older one, like a 2002 Chevy Malibu, they'll run that in and out. You're probably not going to have any issues. Plymouth Voyager from 1998, very simple to do an oil change on. But when you start talking about German cars, even if they're older, and definitely not newer cars, going in there with a Rubicon 2024 is just foolish. And this lady, well, if you want to get German engineering, you're going to have to get German mechanics. Just makes sense, right?
The dipstick out. The only thing on it was a little black piece on the end.
Jeep Gladiator, 21,000 miles.
Ben Brown pulled over when his low oil pressure light kicked on.
Opened up the oil reservoir and smoke was coming out of it.
When Brown popped the hood, he found the same problem as Robin Porterfield.
Pulled the dipstick. From what I could tell, no oil. Wiped it off, put it back in, pulled it out, no oil.
Both drivers had just had their oil changed at a Take 5 store.
Just figured it'd be nice and convenient and quick.
And when I left,
I can't take it. Team, I can't take it. And I'm not, when I grew up, I used to eat a lot of fast food all the time. We get off the school bus, you know, we take the city bus and stuff like that. They give us bus tokens back in the day. Now you get bus cards. Like back in the day, you used to get food stamps to be actual food stamps. Like they tear it out of a little booklet. And then you'd have like a $5 food stamp, $1 food stamp, $20 food stamp. And they'd be like weird colors and stuff like that. That was like the 90s and stuff like that, late 90s. And then they switched it to the EBT card where you got to have your PIN code. But I used to have like, I get like a McChicken. This is back when I used to eat meat. I have like a McChicken, double cheeseburger, French fries, soda. Terrible for your body, but we've all done it. At some point, when you're around the age of these two, maybe the guy's a little bit younger, but come on, lady. Like, I'm not going to guess your age. I'm just going to say that you should have enough experience to understand that you got to make better decisions. Don't go to convenience and expect premium service. You get what you pay for. And then Take Five's actual, they're not even cheap. So you're basically, you could go to a nice upscale restaurant and pay $75 for a plate, or you can go to McDonald's in this case and pay $69 for a plate, but you want to save that $6 and you're putting the worst stuff in your body.
Everything seems to be fine.
Porterfield's car has been out of commission for more than 6 months. And with little public transportation in her rural town, getting anywhere has been difficult.
It was like a domino effect. I mean, I lost my job. I couldn't get to work.
Porterfield says it took 3 months of calling and emailing to even get a Take 5 district manager to...
I wonder why. This is Take 5 we're talking about. This is, and I'll be honest, this is similar to your Jiffy Lubes, your Valvoline. We actually have a Take 5 in Minnesota. Actually, I'm going to go to that in a second. Let's watch a little bit more of this.
Respond.
And she said, you put oil in the car, so that's null and voids the warranty.
But Porterfield says it was the Athens Take 5 store manager who told her to put that oil in the car to get it back there.
So I did.
Did you record the conversation? I'm not seeing no evidence. You going to listen to them? They just messed your car up and you're listening to them.
For Ben Brown, Take 5 towed the Jeep back.
They assessed that the oil filter had failed. There's a gasket apparently that holds the oil filter on. It had cracked.
But when an independent mechanic said the fix was a new motor, $13,000, Take 5...
That's exactly what happens. $13,000. What did Take 5 say? Hold on, let me see.
went quiet.
Blew me off.
A new motor, $13,000. Take 5 went quiet.
Blew me off, never wrote back. I feel abused. I mean, I have been put through it.
Multiple lost.
You put yourself through it. You did that to yourself. So you wanted to go cheap on your brand new Jeep. You wanted to go cheap on your brand new Jeep. And now you're going to be $13,000 in the hole for a brand new engine when you could have just kept up with the maintenance. If you didn't want to pay the extra maintenance cost for your vehicle, because oftentimes when you got newer vehicles, they take different types of oil. So you got conventional, you got synthetic, you got full synthetic blend. I might be saying those a little wrong, but there's like 3 tiers of oils basically, right? Now, in my vehicle, I could go conventional, and I could go to Jiffy Lube and get it done, or there's even Take Fives in Minnesota. However, I don't do that. I put the correct oil that is recommended by the manufacturer, and I go to a reputable company that deals with my type of vehicle, and I pay more for it at the time, but I'm not gonna have to deal with them not understanding how to work on these cars, and they're gonna make a huge mistake within doing the oil change and putting me in a situation where I end up finished having to get a brand new engine, and they're not gonna take any accountability for it. Now, team, we gotta go into the second part of this, and then we're gonna finish up with this video, all right? But we have to go more in depth to understand what we're dealing with Take 5 employees, okay? So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna look at the careers opportunity for these Take 5 employees and understand why you should not want to get your vehicle serviced there. Because you're probably saying, hey, you're being irrational. Well, I'll give you the evidence. We got receipts. What are we gonna look at right here? Accelerate your career. You can go here and you can take a look for yourself, but you don't need to do that because I'm doing the work for you. All you got to do is sit back, have some fun. You can leave a comment down below with any of your experiences from these convenience oil places, the Burger Kings, the White Castles, the Carl's Jr.'s of oil change places. But let's just zoom in real quick. We're going to zoom in, and this is actually the full, it's not cut off. It looks like it's cut off, but it's not. Like where it says team member and it's got the dash, like that's the end of it. The only thing you can't see on to go right here, over here in the corner, is just the O, but it's all there. So this is how they're hiring people. This is the closest place that was next to me in Wisconsin. I guess they're hiring over there. So I just wanted to look and see. So what do we got here? And I'll just graze over it. We've been doing this 35 years. Take pride. We take pride. Take 5 takes pride. Okay. Well, let's see what their qualifications are and how much they're paying. How much money are you getting to be a Take 5 employee? Let's figure it out. Well, part-time oil change team member. Are you a people person, self-motivated? Do you love working with cars? Fair enough. If so, we got good news for you. Take 5 is offering an opportunity for you to showcase your skills and be part of the team. No experience required. Let me zoom in a little. Can I zoom in? That's the farthest I can get. No experience required. That's going to be a problem. We'll get back to that in a second. However, we will train you. So here's my issue. Why can't we do that with any other job? If I want to go work at Google and be a cybersecurity engineer, why can't I just go to Google with enthusiasm, with motivation, and Google just says, you know what, we'll train you on the job. We'll teach you how to be a cyber, because they could. I really don't need to go to school to be a cybersecurity engineer. Google could teach me within 2 months. Hands-on right there. But nope, they're not doing it. But Take 5, well, you don't need to have gone to mechanic school or anything like that to learn competence to be able to work here. Nope. And guess what we're going to pay you? Up to $15 an hour. Base pay. Before taxes. So call that $11.35 or something like that. I don't know how much they're taking out of taxes. I should know, but it's probably somewhere around there. And commissions. What does that mean? They're upselling you. That's why they want you to be enthusiastic, because when they get ready to do your oil change, what are they going to tell you? Every single time you get an oil change, what's the one thing that you always hear? I'm waiting. I'm going to let y'all guess. Put it down in the chat. Put it down in chat and say you said it before I told you what it was. What's the one thing that every single oil change place tells you that you need? Even the good ones, even like the dealership. What's the one thing? Air filter. They're always going to tell you, you need an air filter. You could have just changed it yourself, which takes about 2 seconds to do an air filter. They're going to be like, sir, you need a new air filter. I just did it yesterday. Matter of fact, I got the receipt right here. And I made a YouTube video of me doing it to help other people out so they don't have to get robbed by you. Oh, every time. Now, you can come in with no experience at all, but many others were once servers, restaurant workers. So you're hiring restaurant workers to now deal with a 2024 Rubicon. All of a sudden, this fool wants to pull up in his Maserati because he's over leveraged with car payments. His Maserati payment is $1,500 a month. He can't afford it. He can't even afford his oil change. So he pulls up to Take 5 and tries to get a slight discount based off of what the Maserati dealership's going to charge him. Because Maserati's going to want $288 for an oil change. But Take 5 will do it for $80 and let a guy making $15 an hour with no experience get his greasy palms on your Maserati's engine. And now what? All of a sudden, you're driving around for a couple weeks. Boom, crack, boom, like that lady said. And now all of a sudden, your Maserati's on the side of the road and Take 5's taking over. No accountability for it. Retail employees, landscapers, other skilled trade workers. But none that were in the mechanic field except for, well, mechanics. But so, that's going to be a lot of the problem that we're seeing. And it's no different with fast food restaurants. You're not getting good service there. They treat their employees awful. They're constantly in a rotation because they get there and the commissions don't hit like they think. They say you got a base pay of $15, but you can end up making $45 an hour if you're able to hit all of these different sales, if you're able to sell 50 oil filters a day, if you're able to tell, oh, you know what? You need your AC recharged. You need new tires. You need whatever the case is. We can do a transmissions flush for you. And don't even let them attempt to do that, because your whole car is going to be just disabled within like a month, because they ain't going to do that right at all. You don't want nobody dealing with your transmission that makes $15 an hour and came from working at a restaurant, waiting tables at Applebee's. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with that, so let's not even go there. I'm just telling you that you don't have the experience necessary, and they're a convenience, so they're not going to take their time to teach you properly before they put you out there. They're desperate for employees because their turnover rate is probably like every 3 months they're getting new employees in. So they just got to throw you right out there. Right? Now all of a sudden you got a guy pulling up in a BMW 5 Series 2022 and you don't know what the hell's going on. The gaskets and all that are different. The oil filters. So what he probably did was over-tighten, under-tighten, not use the correct tools. And here you go. So you see it right here, guys. They're hiring anybody to do work at Take 5. And that's going to be a huge issue. And that's just what we got there. Now, we're going to go into actually a few other things. I did want to go to... Oh, what was it? Was it here? I think it was here. No. Where'd it go? Oh, yeah, I got it right here. Hold on, I want to look at this. So they always give you a coupon off, whatever. A coupon from... They overcharge you to begin with, and they tell you to give you $5 off. So what they should be charging you about $30 to do, they're going to say that it costs $50, and then they're going to give you $5 off, so you're still paying an extra $15 for it. Facepalm. But check out all of their reviews right here. Why on the websites of any company, they always got nobody ever has a complaint on their actual website. 5-star. Hold on, let me zoom in. 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. Hold on. This guy right here got scammed and still gave him a 5-star. And where's your picture at? Y'all just picked out, and it says Google. I wonder if I can, I'm not going to click that. So this is actually recent. Greeted me with ice cold water. Ice cold water. Ice cold water out of what? Was it bottled water? Was it filtered? Was it spring water? Or did they pull it out of a old Gatorade jug that that they brought from the school that they worked at beforehand? Didn't clean it out. Threw some ice from the gas station in it. Filled it up with a hose from the back of the from the back of the Take 5 building, and then poured it into a plastic cup and gave it to you. You drinking fluoride and sewage water. Pulled up the Carfax and realized the engine coolant was never changed in over 175. This is where they upsell you. They're telling you right here on the website they're going to upsell you. And we don't even realize it. Sometimes you got to look past what you see. You just see the 5 stars and greeted me with ice water, and that's enough for you. But it says it right here. They recommended and replaced the engine coolant as well. For how much? That's how you hit that bonus. Now, the guy that was making $15 an hour, he's now bumped up to about $17 an hour. Because he got this guy to probably pay like $199 for oil for a coolant flush, which he possibly didn't need. I would probably say they're lying. Because going 175,000 miles without touching your coolant once is a recipe for disaster. You just can't go that long. No vehicle can. I think it's closer to around 90 to 110,000 miles. You should get your coolant replaced, but it could be even sooner than that. Depends on the vehicle. Now, you'll see all these different things, competitively priced, in and out. But let's go to some other people that aren't on their website, that they're not promoting. I got it right here. Why did Take 5 charge $175 for an oil change? Why? I wonder why. My friend told me she had to pay $175. She said they didn't give a receipt, but showed her one on the computer. He said it. They prey on women. They prey on women. Women get upsold more than any other customer, and it's not even close. It's not even close. And then they end up opening a credit card. They'll end up getting Take 5 gonna be like, well, your whole car is in jeopardy and danger. I wouldn't recommend that you can if you want to, but I wouldn't recommend you leave here without paying. Well, I don't have enough. I only have $250. Well, yeah, sorry, man. We can't do much about that. It's going to be $675. However, king, you can get a Take 5 credit card. Oh, and I got one right here. I got my card right here. Let's have a little bit of fun. Their credit card would never look this nice, though. You can get a Take 5 credit card. Cha-ching, ching, ching. And we'll actually give you 5% off today, and you can pay it off for the rest of your life at 25% interest. But don't worry about it, because your payment's only going to be $15 a month. And you'll have that $675, which is really going to balloon up to $1,300 in no time. No time meaning like the next 4 years. Their card is not going to be metal. It's going to be a plastic piece of junk card. That can only work at Take 5, by the way. Can't even work at other stores. Kind of like the Target Circle card. All right, so what else do we got? Well, full synthetic. Oh, it's right here. Plus some upselling or air filters could easily get you there. She got took. I go back for a receipt at very least. Possibly raise hell after that. They're used to dealing with irate customers. They're used to it. They don't care. It's like going to a tow yard. When you go to a tow yard to pick your vehicle up, they're behind plexiglass. They got guns on their hip. They're extremely angry from the beginning, and they're not hearing none of your nonsense at all. And they usually got security there that's unhinged, that'll put a knee in your neck if you get out of control. You got no choice but to pay, and they're only taking cash. Nope, no credit cards, no checks, no none of that. I need cash. I don't got cash. There's an ATM right there. You can pay the ATM fee and get me cash. Or else we'll keep your car, and when you come back tomorrow, it's going to be another $50. I told you I'm getting these people. Team, trust me. I'm always going to add value into your life. Oftentimes, people do not get this information. Some of y'all watching this may be just agreeing with me, like, yep, I know that. There are some of you that are watching me that are actually taking notes right now. And that is why I tell you that I'm always going to add value back into you. That's part of my purpose, to leave the world a better place than when we came into it. Now, full synthetic on a diesel, maybe, right? And you have to realize a lot of these newer cars take full synthetic. So when you want to, anything under like a 2010, assuming it's not a foreign, you're going to be good with conventional. You're going to be good. Don't worry about it. You get an oil change for $19.99, and you can do it anywhere. Valvoline, Jiffy Lube, all those small places. If you want to get a proper oil change on a newer vehicle because you want to get the latest model and it has all these different parts and different technologies and gaskets and brackets and stuff like that, you are going to need to go to the dealership, which is going to be extremely expensive. That's going to be the highest end. But at worst, you need to go to like a CarX, a Midas, a Pep Boys, possibly. And I'm not even saying those places are the best. I mean, usually the dealership's going to be your best option. And when you buy your car there, you can a lot of times negotiate with them depending on the market and say, hey, throw in oil changes for free for the next 3 years or something like that. Or maybe try to roll it into your package or something like that. You know, you can always get that. It's starting to storm outside. You guys might hear some rain in the background. I don't know if the mic's going to pick it up or not. So that's what you're hearing if you're hearing a lot of in the back. But, and thunder too. I just heard thunder. So, let's see. Yeah. Getting ripped off by quick lube places. Unnecessary upselling. Bulk oil change package. Sound good at the time. Wasteful. Because you don't need their oil change 5 times a year. Yeah, they try to upsell you. Hey, can we sell you this book of oil changes? And, you know, you'll save 10% over the year, but they're only good for the calendar year. So you'll probably use like 2 of them. And then you've actually paid way more than you would if you'd have just got 2 oil changes from them. And they get you in and out. Like their whole thing is take 5. Their actual motto is wait in the car. You only got to get out the car. So you're saying they greeted me with ice water and all that. Bro, they don't get you out the car. When you go to a dealership, the one thing I will say about a dealership is they treat you well when you go in there. They're going to charge the hell out of you for it. But it's not convenience. They're going to take their time and be thorough with your stuff. You're going to get your car back in a better condition than what you brought it in when you go to a dealership. When you go in there, you're going to drop the car off. They're going to greet you. They're going to explain things to you. They're going to put you in a waiting room. Usually, it's going to be very clean. The bathrooms are clean. It's not oil and the orange soap that you use to get the mechanics grease off you. That's the actual soap that the customers use. No, you got nice soap. You got Scott towelettes that you pull out. You got tissue, all those different types of things. They got the coffee machine. Well, you know, the machine is like a Keurig, but the nice one where you can go in there and you can hit the touchscreen. You can get cocoa. You can get your coffee. You can get your tea. They got honey sitting there. They got the little stirry straw. They got the sleeve that goes over your cup so your hand don't get burned. They got an assortment of chips and snacks. They got the popcorn machine. Fresh kernels being popped as you walk in. It smells like popcorn. You got people waiting on you, answering your questions. Everybody's clean. Everybody's wearing, nice suits, different things. You got books. If your kids are there, they got a little play area for the kids. Nice clean mat with the numbers on it, and the, you know, those rugs that are like built like a little, you know, the rugs where it's got like the road map on it and stuff like that, and the letters, and it's a good experience at a dealership, and you are paying for that, right? But the one thing that matters the most is you are going to get your car back, and if something goes wrong, they will take 100% accountability most of the time when you go to a dealership. Take 5 is not taking any responsibility for anything that they do to your car. Let's this guy how to change oil on a 2021 Silverado. The newer car you get, the more you're gonna have to have somebody else deal with it, because the technology just changes too fast. I could easily do an oil change on a 1998 Cadillac of any kind. But a 2024 Cadillac, I probably could do an oil change, but I'd be a little bit more nervous because there's just too much going on there. Now, no, one of these. Okay, so I just want to look at this real quick, and then we're going to get back to the video, and then we'll wrap it up. This guy, probably much better going without an oil change. I use one of these places in crunch time. Remember to check your levels after they do the job. You can go to a dealership for a little more peace of mind. Exactly what we've been saying. So that lady, the original lady right down here in the corner, where's she at? She's over here. Down here in the corner. She finally, after the car engine starts to make weird noise and it's about to explode, looks and sees there's no oil in there. You go to a convenience place like that, if you absolutely have to, you should, first off, you should be doing your oil changes not when you're 500 miles over, but when you're 500 miles before. You should be getting ready to, you know, scheduling out. All right, I'm gonna go there next Monday, book your appointment, make sure you're good, make sure you're not rushing. But y'all want to wait until your oil change is at 1,500 miles past due, and now the oil change soon service light comes on. It's starting to hesitate. You're starting to see smoke, and you're seeing drips of oil on your driveway or in your garage or on your street parking, and you're like, well, I gotta hurry up and get in there right away. So then you zoom in, and now you're at take 5, and they make the situation 1,000 times worse. And all of a sudden, you gotta pay $13,000 for a new motor, and take 5's taking no responsibility. But yeah. Had no major issues up to this point. Suggest doing your oil change yourself. Do it yourself. I'm not doing my own oil change. I could, but just there's kind of no reason to. And the reason I say that, the reason I don't do my own oil changes, and I'll tell you why, because you're probably like, everybody should do their own oil changes. If you're not a mechanic, if you're just a regular person, like I know a lot about vehicles. Like I can do an oil change. I can do anything to a vehicle, mostly of all vehicles, except for maybe the newer ones, except swap out a whole engine and a transmission. But master cylinder, alternator, brake lines, brake pads, calipers, rotors, radiator fan, actuator door, you know, obviously small things like batteries, different things like that, replacing solenoids. I can do all those different types of things. The problem is that it's time consuming, and it's not what I do by nature, so I'm not passionate about it. So I'm gonna end up making mistakes throughout. The last thing I'll say why you want to go to a dealership or a reputable mechanic is because they will do an inspection on your vehicle. Every time you get an oil change, you should get an inspection. That means they're gonna check your tires, they're gonna balance and rotate your tires. Maybe not balance, but they'll rotate them. They're gonna check your brakes, they're gonna check your lines, they're gonna check for leaks, head gasket leaks, seals, different things like that, obvious stuff. And with that, you'll have peace of mind knowing that your car is good, or if you need something, you'll be prepared for it. If you just do oil changes yourself and that's all you do, and you're not keeping up like with your body, like going to get a health checkup once a year, then all of a sudden you ain't been to the doctor in 5 years And now you finally go to the doctor and like, you got all this stuff. You got hypertension, high blood pressure, and you don't go till it's too late. It's over with. So let's get back to this video, and then we're going to wrap it up.
Against Take 5 allege similar oil change nightmares. This Texas lawsuit claims Take 5 destroyed the engine of a 2013 Dodge Charger by draining the oil and not replacing it. And take a look at this.
Draining the oil and not replacing it in a 2013 Dodge Charger. That's what you get when you hire these type of employees. They're not there because they love vehicles. They're not what you asked for. They're not passionate. They don't give a damn. They just want their $15 an hour and they want to go.
Office of Inspector
They're
General
high,
report from the city of Jacksonville,
drunk,
Florida, on sheriff's vehicles serviced by Take 5. The Inspector General writing that their review found that from July 2021 to August 2023, there were 45 complaints from officers attributing issues with their vehicles to be related to substandard work provided by Take 5.
These are
Clay Brooks at Cooper Lake Automotive, where they've been servicing cars for 4 decades, says a basic oil change is a lot more complicated than it used to be.
So a lot of these look almost the same, but they're all slightly different. Yeah, like in that case, a higher number of fluids, even though the sizes are pretty comparable.
For instance, all these, just to open oil caps, used to be just all you needed was this universal tool.
Yep.
Use it now, you risk cracking modern oil caps.
You are more likely to make mistakes if you were focusing on volume.
Robin Porterfield's car still sits untouched at a mechanic. She's afraid to let anyone make repairs because of the fine print of the Take 5 warranty.
If these people will not take responsibility, they'll find any way they can to not take responsibility.
Hey, doesn't that make sense though? Not take responsibility, Take 5 responsibility, y'all get it. That's why they named it Take 5. Because they ain't taking no responsibility for your damn car. And now your shit been sitting there for 6 months.
And of course, we did reach out to Take 5, who told me in a statement, quote, "Our services are backed by a 30-day or 1,000-mile warranty, subject to customers adhering to warranty conditions. Even in instances where warranties have expired or are voided by a customer, we make every effort to achieve satisfactory outcomes, as our goal is to provide all of our customers with an enjoyable, convenient experience." Now, along with Porterfield losing her job, her partner also has cancer, and they have missed oncology treatments and appointments.
Wow.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, that car getting back and forth if you don't have it.
It's tough.
Something as simple as an oil change. Justin, thanks.
So one of those...
Team, we're done with this. Team, come on, man. This is crazy. Hey, Take 5, man. The woman's got cancer. She can't get to her treatments. You're basically like, this is like assisted suicide or something like this. It's getting out of hand, y'all. It's getting out of hand. The one thing I also say, and I know it's not something that everyone can do, have an extra vehicle, if possible. And I'm not saying it's possible, but if you can, just an extra car, just for whatever reason. Because things do come up. And having another vehicle, and people say, I can't afford, I mean, look, we afford the things that we want. I often see people at the bus stop and they're smoking cigarettes. And I say, like, how? Like, and I don't mean like I mean like they're like, they have no money, like, or they're in like dire constraints and they're always getting high and smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol. And I'm just saying that we get what we want. People are highly motivated to get the things that they want. They usually always do. That's why we end up in the circumstances that we are, because we strive to get to what we want. And some people just don't care, but you know, that's awful, man. You can't get to your appointments for cancer. And Take 5's just taking their time. But we can do a lot of Take 5 funds. We can do a lot of Take funds. Yeah, so what do I got? Let's go into undirected perspective. We can go dark. We'll go dark. Well, you know, for me, I've always actually had the philosophy. I did have a friend that I used to let do my oil changes on some of my older cars, but even he got phased out. When I got a newer vehicle, he kind of, you know, didn't know what to do. And like they said, like there's a lot of different tools and stuff that you have to use. And I just think that, you know, you get what you pay for. Don't if you're going to get luxury, if you want to put yourself in the best situation and have the finer things in life, you're gonna have to pay for that maintenance of it. Okay? So if you want to know one quote that you can always take with you, team, or that you can always tell somebody else, I'm gonna give you these quotes. So just always take these with you, and then I'm gonna leave it at that because I pretty much said everything I need to say for this video. Remember this quote. Maintenance is better than repair. It's that simple. That encapsulates everything that I've said, and we've also read from a few people on, different sites and stuff like that. That encapsulates everything. Maintenance is better than repair. If you have to get to repair, you've made a huge mistake already. That means you haven't been preventative in your issues. And now you're reaping the consequences of it. And now you got to pay $13,000 to get a new engine in your Jeep. So that's that. Or your car is just sitting and you can't get to your cancer treatments, which is awful. And that's all I got, team. Don't let yourself get to repair. Keep up with your maintenance. Fix things as they come about. If you're told, hey, you got a gasket leak, it's going to cost you $300 to fix it, or you can just keep adding oil into it as it's leaking, just pay the $300 and get it fixed. Because it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. You're actually paying more money by buying oil every week to put in there. But you think you're saving money because you're not paying the whole $300 up front, but you're paying $20 every week. But the problem is that's like paying interest. So, I don't know. Some people will understand and some people won't. But that's the reason that Take 5 will never go out of business. And there will always be people that continue to go there. And there will always be people that are going to be on the internet whining and complaining. And Action 2 is going to make a whole nother video about this 2 years from now with brand new people with the same complaints. And that's the one thing we know that's going to happen for sure. So that's all I got for this one, team. I hope that it was helpful in one way or another. And I appreciate y'all, team. I don't know. This audience is one of the best audiences. I don't even say one of them. The best audiences on the internet. There are some good audiences, though. I actually follow, some different channels and stuff. And there are some good audiences out there, but I can't say that they're better than the undirected team. So I'm out of here. I actually need to go get an oil change from my joint. So I'm going to schedule that soon. I'm about 400 miles away, so I'm going to get it done in the next 200 miles. All right, team. Peace out. Appreciate y'all.